Yeah, I mean, because this has been a very interesting time in the markets. All right, so take it away.
Okay, so let's talk about a few things that may not always show up on crypto radar. Right. Okay. So you're like, oh my God, what is this? All right. So this is something we talked about on like a premium call that I've been watching. And this is called IAK. Okay. It's an instrument in the stock market that follows a group of insurance companies. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we following that? Well, because we're having a bit of a social disorder problem, right? People are like, hey, we don't really need a police force. And I'm like, oh,
You don't.
really? That's interesting. Okay. All right. So what I decided to do was look at insurance companies, right? And essentially what all this means on the screen is that insurance companies, if things start to get hot in America, they could go down a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's real risk of social disorder in America. Okay. If you can't call, if no one is answering 911, that is going to have a market impact. Okay. Now, what kind of market impact? Well, it could undermine the integrity of the dollar. Okay. So we're tracking this chart and we have kind of a premium version of this chart for members. But the bottom line is when it comes to the dollar index, we're watching these colorful sets of lines. Dollar index is just, they take all the major currencies and they group them together so you can just follow this simple index that, is normally trading between like 105 and 90. Okay. And to give it to you as a story, okay, the dollar went down in 2017 when Bitcoin was at 1,500 and the dollar continued to go down and Bitcoin rose to 20,000. In 2018, when Bitcoin was at 10,000, the dollar started to go up and Bitcoin crashed to 4,000. Now, this story I'm telling you is relevant because, especially for our premium chart, this says it too. The dollar went straight down. I mean, look at these red candlesticks. And then, naturally, because nothing moves straight in one direction, the dollar turned around and bounced. All right. So let's put the first chart together with the second chart and give you something that you can focus on for next week. So if there's social disorder in America, and either they have to turn on the printing press or people in the foreign exchange market just get the idea that, shorting the dollar is a good idea. It doesn't have to be a gigantic dollar crisis. Okay. But people could really start smashing the dollar, right? So we're going to watch it. And I think if you're looking at your crypto screen and going, okay, what should I do? There was a 5% dump. I don't know what to do. I think watching things like IAK and DXY can really help you. All right. I could go into more things like bond yields and oil, but I'm not going to do that because I know that's going to give you a headache. Okay. So let's go back to what we know. Okay. This is Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin right now is hanging around on a pretty big line. Okay. This line up in the top left corner where I'm moving that arrow around, this line has been big in the past. And I've got some math that shows June 15th is like a really big deal in terms of like something could happen in Bitcoin, right? So we sit and we wait. Okay. I think something is going to happen in Bitcoin in like the next 2 or 3 days. I think there's a 60% chance that it could be an up move. Okay. Now, you may think that number is low. I actually think that number is pretty good considering, there's the risk that all these Robinhood guys get blown out. Right. All right. So let's move to Ether. Okay. Now, Ether is the currency or is the coin, I'm going to say it, we hate the love. We love it, but it doesn't do what it needs to do. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, Ether got sort of stoned at 240, and we just have to sit around to see if it can climb back. All right. I'm not going to lose faith. I'm not going to look at this thing down 2% and go, oh my God. I know it could get smashed if equities go down 10%, but I'm going to give crypto some credit because there's a lot of reasons why washing everybody out of Robinhood actually could push not just retail, but institutions into crypto. Okay. That's something a lot of people haven't talked about. Now, let's talk about altcoins, because that is why we are all here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is AVE. All right. Now, it's tough to get on the screen, but I'm going to try to talk you through this. Okay. What is a head and shoulders bottom? In English, or simply put, it's 3 attempts by the bears to push a market down. Okay. And one of the things that is amazing about AVE is when you have a head and shoulders bottom, you have something called a neckline, which is this trend line you see that's drawn here, right? And what is kind of interesting is, AVE really broke through these lines, right? It broke through 2 big lines, and now it's coming back to retest some of those lines. Along the lines with our theory that, nothing goes straight up. But we're seeing evidence that dip buyers are getting involved in this DeFi space. Okay. And it could be very interesting that people, if they're concerned about Bitcoin getting caught in the stock market problem or a potential stock market problem, they get this. Are you ready? Don't fall out of your chair. Altcoins may be a safe haven. Okay. It may be safer to be in an altcoin that's trending up than it is to be in something that could get dragged down by stocks. Okay. Right. One of the really most amazing charts is Kyber. Okay. Kyber broke through its neckline right here. Okay. It went up, it came back down. It looked awful. It pounded on this line, and then it just shot right back up. Okay. And then look at this decent looking green candle today. Now, so when we're looking at Kyber, the reason head and shoulders bottoms are a big deal, especially ones that have taken like a year to develop, is sort of this concept of the bigger the base, the higher into space, or the harder the bears tried to kill it, the more it can go up. All right. Now, I could give you all the little measurements and talk about the lines, but these blue arrows, okay, they highlight the theory as to how high some of these coins could go if the head and shoulders pattern continues to be valid. Okay. So I know that, if I say the word 100x, everyone gets off the floor worrying about the big coins and goes, what 100x? Okay. Yeah. Some of these coins could do it. Okay. There's, AVE has a similar formation, and these things could go up a lot. Okay. They could go up a lot. Now, the good news for our show is that we're not doing the show at the top of the market with these coins up 20%, because we'll tell you not to FOMO and you won't listen. Because anybody who sees an altcoin up 22% is a human being and is going to FOMO. Mm-hmm. These altcoins have now dipped. Okay. And perhaps a dip in Bitcoin are our friends at Robinhood getting an MBA in finance in 10 minutes, especially when it comes to leverage, could actually help people who want to get involved in this. Because I will tell you this about DeFi, right? And I'll spare you the bond charts. I'll spare you the oil charts. I want to show them, but I know it's going to give you a headache. Okay. What is collateral in the future? Like I lend you money against a house or what? Treasury bonds? Do you trust? Do you want to give the U.S. government a loan for 10 years at 0.75%? The way things are going in America, right? I mean, what's collateral? Well, how about Ether? The funny thing about Ether not moving, even though it's painful, is it's stable. That's what's funny, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Ether is not moving 20% every day might actually be a good thing for DeFi. So there's a case to buy the dip in DeFi. All right. There's a case that, what's going on in America is not over. Okay. So everyone on Robinhood is operating, it's easy to make fun of these people, in some ways, bless their heart for wanting to get involved and make money. I mean, can you blame them? Right?
You can't. Yeah.
No, they want to make money. I get it. We all get it. Right. Everybody in crypto has, bought the high and sold the low. Right. We've all done it. So, they're getting their trading education. But the thing is, the fact that it's not over in America, the problems, the social disorder, I could talk about it. We could talk about it later or not. But the point is, crypto is something that's going to attract attention. Okay. And if it doesn't fall apart, it's a huge opportunity to jump in. So I know everyone hates wait and see. Everyone wants like, oh yeah, buy it, it's going to moon, or sell it, it's going to zero. But what I've tried to do is give you things to look at that if you see crypto turn, okay, or you see these DeFi coins start to base and then move higher, or if Bitcoin doesn't get caught in a legacy, these could be powerful signals that crypto is the new thing. It's just the undiscovered new thing.
Yeah, I mean, well said, Bill. I think, well, hopefully, as people start to get the education on Robinhood, they start to delve into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and eventually come to the real, I would say, heaven when it comes to investing and trading. Because while stocks are good, we think there's a lot more growth potential in cryptocurrencies, and that's why we're all in on crypto. And hopefully, people on Robinhood will come towards crypto. With that being said, let us know what you think. Are you bullish on Robinhood, on crypto, or any of the altcoins Bill mentioned, such as Aave, Kyber, and DeFi? Let us know down in the comments below.